Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Got lots more comparison videos and review videos coming very soon. But in today's video, we're back to AUTOart, but not their signature series. This is the AUTOart Porsche 918 Spyder. This is part of AUTOart's new composite line of models. So this is one of their newer models. Now on the channel, I know we've done lots of signature reviews, signature comparison videos, and I'm sure as many of you guys are aware that AUTOart signature models are some of my favorite models to collect. And if you guys haven't seen my AUTOart signature collection, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can go and check that out. But I wanted to buy the newer composite models just to see the detail, the quality that AUTOart are releasing now. And to be honest, overall, I think this is a good model car. It is detailed and it is a good model of the 918. It's very realistic, it's quite authentic. However, I do have some issues with the car that I will discuss with you at the end, especially where I'm sitting from and where AUTOart are moving forward in the future. I do have some issues with their new composite models. I think they're too expensive, and I think they are not as good as the signature series, but I will come on to more details on those points at the end. But in today's video, we're going to be doing a full in-depth review on this 918 Spyder. I've got it in the kind of pearl metallic white color. Now I know AUTOart released these in a ton of different colors, blues, blacks, whites. So there's such a variety of colors out there. But I quite liked how the tan interior contrasts with the white, and you got all of the exposed carbon bits around the side of the model, which pops against the white, which I quite like. So let's start off with the front end of the model. Now this is part of the Holy Trinity. So you've got the Porsche 918, you've got the Ferrari LaFerrari, and you've got the McLaren P1. Now overall, the paint application on the model is really good, really evenly painted across the whole model. And there is a pearly metallic fleck in the paintwork, which is quite nice. The front headlights are done very nicely. You've got the four lights, the daytime running lights as well. Very clear plastic lens over the lights. They're done quite realistic. They do look like they've come off the actual car. The badge in the center is quite nicely done. Quite highly detailed, I think, as well. Really realistic off the real Porsche badge. This is a fully open in die-cast model, so all the shut lines around all the compartments are really neat and tidy. There's no big panel gaps between the doors or the bonnet, but I'll show you guys the internals after I've done the external review. You've got all of the carbon elements around the front as well, a bit of a front splitter, all finished in carbon. I wouldn't say it's as glossy as some of the signature models. You have to really kind of get a bright light on it to see the carbon weave, but it does look quite good. And you've got all the air openings at the front as well, all the flaps for aerodynamics, which is quite good. So I think overall the front end of the model is quite realistic, very highly detailed. Some elements I would argue I would like a bit more of a carbon finish around the front, but I think overall it is very well done and does look quite realistic. So coming around the side of the model, now again the wheels on this model are really nice. So I think the finish, I think it's a bronzy silver finish on the actual wheel design, is really good, and then it contrasts against the acid green brake calipers as well, so it does look really realistic. So let's try and get a better angle for you guys. So now, as you know, Porsche did give customers the option to spec their brake calipers in their kind of signature color, the acid green, which I really like. Really good color on the brake calipers. Really does pop against the darker wheels. And you've got the Porsche logo coming down the caliper as well, so it is quite highly detailed. You've got a very nice disc that covers the whole wheel, very realistic, and you've got the Porsche badge on the center cap, and you've got the red center caps on the driver's side, and I think you've got blue center caps on the passenger side as well. Not the first car that's got different center caps. I know the MC12 have also got that as well. Very nice touch that I think AUTOart always do quite nicely. You've also got good tyre writing on the wheels, so these are running Michelin Cup tyres, and AUTOart haven't forgotten to do that little detail on the tyres, which I really like, because sometimes they miss it, sometimes they do it. They're very inconsistent with their tyre details, but when they do it, I think it does really complete the look of the model. So you've also got the e-hybrid logo on the side, finished in acid green, and you've got the louvres on the side of the model, also finished in carbon fiber with the mesh as well. So quite highly detailed. The side mirrors are also done and finished in carbon fiber, and the whole A-frame around the windshield is also done in glossy carbon fiber as well. So it does look very, very realistic, and I really do like the overall look of the model. Now the doors do open, and you can see all the shut lines are very neat and tidy around the whole model, which is really good by AUTOart. There's no big panel gaps between the door and the car. All very neat, very tidy, and does look very good. I think this is the fuel cap on the driver's side, and you've got the electric cap on the passenger side. Yep, and AUTOart have put fuel on this side, and they've put the hybrid plug-in point on the other side, which is a really good touch. So coming round the side of the model, again, the rear wheels are done very nicely, same as the front. Good tyre writing as well. Now you're coming back to the rear of the model, which is probably my favourite angle of this model car. So you've got the kind of head-mounted exhaust pipes, which do look very, very realistic, very well done by AUTOart. I do think the rear of the model does look very nice. So you've got this all exposed kind of engine bay, all finished in mesh. Quite highly detailed. You can see some components of the engine bay, but not an awful amount. The exhausts are done very nicely. You've got this massive active spoiler, also finished in carbon fiber, and this spoiler does move as well, so it acts as an air brake. It comes up, and you can see the brake light underneath the spoiler, and then you can bring it back down again as well. I kind of display it like that. The rear lights are done quite nicely. You've got the Porsche 918 Spyder badge as well, which I really like. Again, everything here is finished in carbon fiber, very aggressive. This has got the Weissach package on it, so you get the winglets on the side for improved aerodynamics, and you've got a bit more of aggressive diffuser as well. All finished in carbon fiber, and all looks very realistic. So coming round the other side of the model car before we start opening up some compartments. Again, this is the electrical fuel cap on this side. Again, all of the tyre details are very nice. If you can spot the passenger side, you've got the blue center caps on, which is a really nice touch by AUTOart. But again, you've got the tyre writing, acid green calipers, nice neat panel gaps around the doors, which is really nice. So that is predominantly the exterior of the model. Let's start to open up some compartments and have a look at some of the interior detail. So The front compartment does open up, and when I open this up, you'll see the roof panels, which I am storing in the model. So this opens up like that. Quite nice. The hinges are quite realistic. Try and zoom in so you guys can get a better view. Now again, there is a nice carpet finish in the boot, and carbon fiber around the boot as well, which is quite realistic. The hinges, as I said, are very nice. They're not they're quite discreet, but they do hold the weight of the bonnet quite well, and they do feel quite secure. Also, the underside of the bonnet here is also finished in carbon fiber, which is a really nice detail. And as you can see in the boot, I am storing the roof panels, which slot over the driver and the passenger side. You can see the little slots where the roof panels go in. But the roof panels are done quite nicely, all finished in carbon fiber, glossy carbon fiber, which is really nice. And again, carpeted finish, which is kind of what you expect from AUTOart and at this price point. But I think this whole front compartment kind of reminds me of the Koenigsegg's, where you can take the roof off and store it in the boot. But I think overall it is quite nice. So let's bring this down. But also, I would say the weight of this bonnet is very light. I mean, if I lifted up my Agera, my CCX, any of the signature series, there is a lot of weight in those models, and you can really feel the quality of the pieces that AUTOart use. This feels like, oh, it's like paperweight, honestly. But again, that's some of the collectors that don't really like the new composite line. It also is magnetic, so it's magnetically staying onto the car, which is good. Coming round the other side of the model, let's open up the door so you can see the interior better. I've got my AUTOart key here, so like that. And you've got a really nice tanned interior in there. So if I come round, bring my camera in. So it is very, very realistic. Nice tanned interior with the Porsche badge. Steering wheel is nicely done. You've got carpeted finish on the driver and the passenger footwell. Lots of carbon fiber details. The seat belts are nice. You've got the pedals as well, which is done quite realistically. Really good details on the steering wheel. The whole center dash is done very nicely. I would say this is very good interior detail. And I'm quite surprised about that, because I have heard a lot of negative reviews about the detail of these new AUTOart models. But for me, I think I'm quite happy with the overall finish of the interior. I think it is quite nicely done. I wouldn't say it rivals some of the AUTOart signature models, but I don't think I should compare it to that at the moment. I think it is a very good interior bay by AUTOart, and I do like the way the doors and the front compartment feel. You don't feel like you're breaking anything or damaging anything when you open up compartments, which is always good. Now the engine bay does open up, but you have to unscrew it. But now this is where I start to have some red flags in regards to the AUTOart composite series. I've seen pictures, I've seen videos of the 918 engine bay, and quite frankly, it is extremely subpar. It kind of reminds me of the McLaren P1 by AUTOart. Really poor engine bay. I know that they kind of mount everything really down low, better center of mass, better handling. So in general, on the real cars, you can't really see too much, but there's really kind of very little detail on the engine bay. And this is where AUTOart start to kind of drop back from their signature series, because on their signature models, the engine bay was kind of like the wow moment on the models. You know, the Zonders, the Koenigseggs, the McLarens, the Bugattis, all of those great AUTOart models, their engine bays were phenomenal, and that was the highlight of the model. But what I'm finding now in these new composite models, the 918s, the Huayra BCs, the LFA that's coming out, their engine bay details are nowhere near as good as the older models. I think that's obviously due to cost, it's due to parts, it's due to labour. So there's loads of different elements that come in to why AUTOart are not kind of replicating their good old days of their very highly detailed engine bays. But that's kind of overall the review of my 918. I think overall, out of 10, I would give it a 6. I think it's a very good model car. If you want a 918 in the collection, I still would recommend this one, even though it's a composite model with that kind of force behind the Signature Series. Still think it's a good model. You should consider it in your collection. It's a 918 Spyder, so it does hold some presence in the cabinet, and I think it is a very, very good model car. So that's my review. If you want to see some more reviews, leave it in the comments below. I always go through the comments. But I hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, please like, subscribe, share, and I will be in touch very soon with some more videos to come. Take care.